Hey, it's the short people. We're back with more short people gymnastics. We're here to do pull-ups today. In case you missed our handstand video from a while back, go back and check it out. But this is Samantha and Daniela. I'm Coach Rach, and we're gonna walk you through a series of pull-up progressions because we're on a mission to get everyone a strict pull-up before they start kipping. So we'll show you all the progressions to get you there and beyond. Hey, YouTube, Coach Rach here. How you doing? I'm here to talk about pull-ups because it's one of my favorite exercises. If you know me, you know I have a lot of favorite exercises, but pull-ups is definitely one of them. Definitely one of my top 5 favorite exercises because I just think it's so important and it's so cool, especially for women. So I want to walk you through my history of pull-ups, what I think about pull-ups, how I've trained them, and how I like to coach my clients and how we train our clients here at Radix Gym to be able to do pull-ups because I truly believe that everyone can and should be able to do a pull-up, and we want everyone to be able to work towards that goal when they're training with us. To start, when I first started doing CrossFit, I had never done a pull-up before, and we only did kipping pull-ups. So this was a long time ago, and nobody recommends doing kipping pull-ups without a strict pull-up before. So there's been millions of cross-fail videos posted about what happens if you just do kipping pull-ups without having the strength. But when I started CrossFit, I didn't know that. So I spent my first 30 days of doing CrossFit trying every single day to do a kipping pull-up. And then I did it. And then, you know, I just started doing them. And I think the only reason that I was able to do that successfully without hurting myself and being successful at it was because I had really strong shoulders as a swimmer. But most people don't have that coming in. Most people have to work hard to get that strict pull-up, and most people need to really build and work our way up as we go. So if I had to do it all over again, I would not do what I did. So we want you to have a better experience, and we want you to build that strong, strict foundation right from the start. So our number one goal that we're gonna work towards is a strict pull-up. And the reason why that's important is because it makes sure that you have the strength and stability in your shoulders to be able to do a kipping pull-up. A kipping pull-up is a dynamic movement. It takes a lot of energy and momentum to move through that range of motion, and it puts a lot of stress on your shoulders, on your joints if you're not doing it properly and if you don't have that foundation. So we always want to make sure that you build that foundation first of having a strict pull-ups to have the strength in your muscles, in your joints, so your body knows, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're training for. Kipping is only used to do more work faster. That's CrossFit. CrossFit is just doing more work faster, right? So that's what we want to focus on. Okay, so step 1 is ring rows or any sort of horizontal pulling motion. That's going to be this direction here, like a reverse bench press. We like to use the rings because it builds an extra element of dynamic stability, but if you just have a horizontal bar that you can use, that's also fine. We want to practice that pulling and build that shoulder strength. You're also always going to be stronger in that horizontal plane than you will be in a vertical plane. And that holds true for pull and push exercises. So you're going to be able to row, pull more in this position than you would be able to pull in this position. So that's why we want to start there, because we're really building that maximum strength foundation. Ring rows we can make easier by being on a higher angle like this. And we want to gradually make them more challenging by becoming horizontal. That's the goal, to be able to have a full horizontal ring row. Then you've built a lot of strength and a lot of stability in that shoulder girdle. All of those muscles, our maximum capacity is going to be higher than if it was just vertical. That's why we want to start there. It's also easy to throw those into a circuit. If you're training in a Metcon, it's an easy way to get volume in. You can always make them a little bit easier by backing off that angle. Okay, so we're gonna start with ring rows. When you're getting the ring set up, or if it's just a horizontal bar that you're using, a TRX, it doesn't matter. You always want to start with the rings measured in the same position. So here, it's like right below my armpits.
And my shoulder.
Yeah. I would probably raise it up a little bit. So this part here is like right at your armpits. So let's just raise it up a little bit. To me, that's always the best place to start, because then, again, it's measurable. You always want to know exactly what you're doing, where you're starting from. So if the rings are always at the same height, it's going to make it easier to measure your progress. So go ahead and grab the rings. The goal is to be in line. So you're going to lean back here in that nice tight plank position and then go all the way down, arms super straight. Yeah, beautiful. So you're going to start with your hands in that overhand grip position, like if you were holding a bar. Nice tight core. And then you're going to turn your hands as you squeeze and pull. Yep, and then back down to the bottom. Beautiful. Do a couple for me. Awesome. Nice tight core. Squeeze your butt, lock your knees so your body is stiff as a board. You can see her toes are coming off the ground. That's awesome, because she's just using her feet for balance. One more. Beautiful. So if she needed to make it easier, she could take a step back. Yeah, do a couple there, a little bit easier. Oh, so easy. So easy. Okay, now take a couple steps forward. So this, you can see how changing the body angle is making it harder. Beautiful. Take a break. Okay, I want to show you one more harder version. She doesn't know that I wanted to show you this, but the ultimate progression for the ring row is to have your feet, oh, be nice. Totally, to be able to be totally horizontal here. So put your feet up. Yeah, and then hang all the way down. Same thing, that overhand grip at the bottom, turn and pull up. That gives you maximum muscle engagement. Yeah, awesome. Beautiful, take a break. See how she's got that pause at the top, like perfect form. Who's your coach? Perfect form, perfect form. Awesome. So that's ring rows or horizontal rows, and that's the #1 place to start on your strict pull-up journey. Jumping pull-up negatives are the next way that we're gonna start to build that strict pull-up strength. You're gonna jump up to the top of your pull-up and lower yourself down, slow and controlled. This is gonna train the eccentric range of motion. It's gonna tell your body, we wanna go from this position to this position with strength and in a safe motion. So you're gonna jump up to the top, lower yourself down, and then we make that harder gradually by holding the pause at the top. You can do some chin-up grip ones, taking your time, having that slow negative of 3 seconds, 5 seconds on your way down. And as we build volume and capacity in that range of motion, you're gonna get stronger, and it's gonna translate to those strict pull-ups. So a fun way to gauge your progress is to start each training cycle, once you've warmed up, or each training session, sorry, once you've warmed up with an attempt at a strict pull-up. So get on that bar, squeeze it, pull your shoulder blades back and down, and try to pull yourself up. And even if you don't move at all, you're telling your mind and your body what you want to be able to do. And you will see this progress if you do it every single week. Start with 10 sets of 1. Jump up to the top of your pull-up, lower yourself down slowly. Next week, try to do 10 sets of 2. Try to increase your volume each week as you go to add reps. You can do fewer sets if you can't get as many reps in, just something that you're adding more volume each week. So each week you're seeing that progress, and each week get on that bar, see if you can move yourself an inch, see if you can move yourself 2 inches. That's going to be your motivation to keep working away at your goal. When we're measuring for the jumping pull-up, you want to be about a hand's, come right under, like a hand's of your head underneath the bar, so that when you hang all the way down, bend your knees and hang all the way down. Yeah, there's your full extension. So I want you to jump, chin over the bar, and then slow and controlled on the way down. Awesome. One more. Beautiful, beautiful. That box is too high. Let's make it a little bit lower. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's try. Jump. Yeah, beautiful. That's okay. Point your toes when you jump. Yeah, nice and slow and controlled on the way down. That's okay. Take a break. Take a break. Come on down for a sec. We're gonna find we got the Goldilocks height right here. There we go.
Okay.
This is your Goldilocks height.
Okay.
So you want to be able to, again, measure it so you know exactly what height you're using to add weight, to make it more difficult as you go. So this is going to be the right height for you to go nice and slow and controlled, but to keep getting your chin over the bar each time. Yeah, beautiful. When you're ready to start adding more volume to that type of training, when you've maxed out your negatives, or if you have the ability to do a second training day, you can use a band to do strict pull-ups as well. You don't want to start doing this exercise until you can do it with just one of those thick green bands, or like maybe a second one added onto it, because you don't want to start adding 3 or 4 bands. It's just not going to give you what you want out of this workout. Start with those negatives, jump up to the top, lower yourself down slowly, and when you get to a point that you can do 5 pull-ups with just one of those big fat bands, that's when you want to start adding that into your training. So it's an important milestone for our clients that you can build on. Same thing, do 10 sets of 1, and then do 10 sets of 2. Use the band, but be really, really strict and slow and controlled in your pull-ups, and just try to add reps, try to get that volume in each week. Awesome. So yeah, starting at the bottom, cross your leg across the front. That'll stop the band from snapping up. So here, this is where the gymnastics really starts to come into play, because you can see her body naturally goes into that hollow position, which you want to be in for your pull-up. You want that hollow body position with your rib cage tucked towards your pelvis. Squeeze your butt, lock your knees. Awesome. You can see she's not using any momentum to get this done. Beautiful gymnastic, pointy toes at the top. Yeah, perfect. Take a break. Yeah, that's awesome. Really good. So mastering it at this level, and then getting a smaller band, adding volume. Every time you every time you take away some assistance from the band, you're gonna have to drop your reps, and that's okay, because you're adding more strength to it. So it's just like when you're doing weights on the bar. Sometimes we add weight, sometimes we add reps. When we go up in weight, we drop the reps, and then we build our way back up. Both the jumping pull-ups and the banded pull-ups are often used in workouts. We only wanna do them in certain conditions. If you're trying to get a bunch done for time in your Metcon. Jumping pull-ups you can do in a Metcon. You've got to be careful about the volume. And the banded pull-ups you can do, but you have to be careful of the kipping. It's really natural to start trying to swing around on those bands. It's going to be good to help you get that volume in for sure. You just have to be very mindful of your form and not let the time take over. There's lots of exercises that you can just close your eyes and hammer out, and pull-ups are never going to be one of those exercises. So keep your form nice and slow and controlled, whether you're doing jumping pull-ups in a Metcon or whether you're using a band in a Metcon. Talk to your coach and figure out which of those progressions is going to be best for you, depending on what the other exercises are in the workout. When in doubt, ring rows are always a great, safe option to throw into your conditioning circuit. When you get that first strict pull-up, it's just the best feeling in the world. And like I said, I feel like I'd probably been training for like a year before I actually even tried to do a strict pull-up, but it's an awesome, awesome feeling when you finally get that first strict pull-up. And then you think, now what? Well, I should be able to do 10, right? No. One strict pull-up, like that's your max, that's your PR, that's your 200-pound, 300-pound back squat. So you can't expect to always be able to do a pull-up every time you try. Let's see one, dude. They're always watching. So just keep that in mind. I like to manage people's expectations. So you did one pull-up once, that's awesome, right? That's your PR. You're not always gonna be able to get it. You have to keep working so that 5 becomes your new PR, so that 10 becomes your new PR. So we're gonna keep using those same training drills to build volume, to add strength, to keep working those pulling exercises. You're gonna keep doing horizontal rows. You can't give up the foundations that got you there just because you did one pull-up. Just because you can do one strict pull-up doesn't mean that you're never gonna do jumping pull-ups or ring rows or banded pull-ups again. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process. So even when you can do 10 strict pull-ups, if you wanna be able to do 100 pull-ups, then you're gonna need to be able to do jumping pull-ups, to do ring rows, to do banded pull-ups, or that's when we learn to kip if you want to be able to do them quickly for time in your circuit. Beautiful. So you can see she naturally jumps into that hollow body position. Go ahead, do a couple pull-ups for us. Beautiful. Yep, nice and slow and controlled. Full extension at the bottom, chin over the bar at the top. So when we talk about bro reps, that's usually what we're seeing. We're usually seeing chin-ups, and we're usually seeing that they're not at full extension, and those are the people that are complaining about kipping pull-ups. This is the foundation that we want to be able to build. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. How many strict pull-ups do you think you can do in a row?
We tested 2 weeks ago.
Oh, there you go.
14.
Awesome, yeah. Super cool. Good stuff. So the kipping pull-up is probably one of the biggest controversies in CrossFit. It's the one that the bodybuilders, the bros have the biggest issue with because they say that it's not a real pull-up. But in CrossFit, we're all about making the exercises measurable. So for us, a pull-up starts at full extension and ends with your chin over the bar and then goes back down to full extension. That's a pull-up. That's the range of motion that we're training, and that's the range of motion that we've been training this whole time, whether it is horizontal or vertical. You have to train that full range of motion because if you're just doing partial reps, not only do you risk overtraining certain muscles and undertraining others, you're just not doing a measurable output. So you can't say, oh, if you did some of these and then some of those, you can't say I did 100 pull-ups because each rep wasn't exactly the same. And that is what I love so much about CrossFit is that they make it on that measurable, observable, and repeatable philosophy. So that's my #1 argument in favor of kipping pull-ups. So you will see now 2 variations of how you can go from full extension at the bottom, chin over the bar at the top, down to full extension at the bottom to get those full reps of pull-ups. But again, we only recommend doing this once you can do at least a couple of strict pull-ups so that we know for sure that you have that strength and that stability in those ranges of motion to be able to start adding the volume and the dynamic element that is the kip. So once you've got that foundation, now we're gonna add in the kip. You wanna show kipping swing? Yeah, I wanna see your kipping swing. Yeah, and then you're gonna push your chest forward, arms super straight. Yeah, and then pull back. All the way back. Yeah, there you go, forward and back while you're hanging. Okay, yeah, so you wanna learn and practice when you're on the box, and then when you can pull it away. Yep, nice pointy toes. Yeah, beautiful. Head through a little more. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. This is the kipping swing that we're using to generate momentum to get your body up for that pull-up. Yeah, because again, that's just what we're training. We're training that range of motion. We're training that movement pattern. Practicing that kipping swing even before you can do a strict pull-up is what's going to get your body ready to do pull-ups, get you strong, get used to that position. Yeah.
Sorry.
Beautiful. No, that's okay. We just want to keep trying. We want to test and retest. That's all part of the process. Okay, Danielle is going to show us some beautiful kipping pull-ups. Yeah, just regular kipping pull-ups here.
I haven't done them in so long.
I know, but you have to have that foundation because I'm sure you were doing kipping pull-ups before you were doing butterfly pull-ups. Awesome. So she's got that big kip, that big swing to be able to use maximum momentum, right? That's awesome. That's what most people's pull-ups look like when they first learn. I want you to do that again. I want you to do it with a really, really short, tight kip. Boop, 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 like a little jackrabbit kind of kip.
Can I chalk up
Yes,
again?
you can chalk up whenever you want. Shorter, tighter, less. Yeah, 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 yeah. There you go. Beautiful. Awesome. How did that feel?
Good. Faster.
Faster.
I want to win workouts.
Faster. Exactly. You should be able to do that well at the beginning of your workout. Short, fast, tight. Ba, 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 ba. When you get tired, that's when you want to take more of that kip, that big long swing, because it gives you time to breathe and it gives you more momentum. Can we just pan over to my kid doing a random workout? Like, just no one, he just put that weight on the bar and started going for it with no one watching him. This is just what happens when you hang out at the gym all day. So there you go. If you want to be able to improve your kipping pull-up speed, get bigger sets done, if you're going for a max unbroken set, or if you're doing Angie and you've got to do 100 pull-ups, start with that short, fast, tight kipping swing, and then use the big, long kip for more momentum when you need it. So when I said that the kipping pull-up is one of the most controversial parts of CrossFit, then the butterfly pull-up is like even more controversial than that, because I remember when people first started doing the butterfly pull-up, they were like, that's for sure not a pull-up. Like, that is for sure not a pull-up. But again, when you look at it from the movement standards, sorry?
What's a butterfly pull?
We'll show you after, okay? I'm just gonna do my video first, okay? Huh? You're in it, dude. You're all over it. You're all over it. Well, that's okay. This is real life for the gym. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay, pull up. Chin up. There you go. There you go. Uh-huh. You do, mixed grip. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, you saw his video. Yeah. Awesome. So the butterfly pull-up was like even more controversial when it first came out, because it's a circular motion rather than that traditional up and down kip. Never been seen before in gymnastics or CrossFit or anything. But again, it's the most efficient and fastest way to get your chin over the bar and back down to extension, provided you have the strength, the skill, the stability in that range of motion, in that movement pattern. So it's a super interesting exercise. I have to admit, I was a little bit against it at first, but I grew to love it, and you can use them to do your traditional pull-ups, you can use them to do chest to bars. They're faster, they're much faster than a kip, but you want to make sure that you have your kipping swing nailed down so that when the butterfly tires, you can revert back to that kipping swing, that traditional pattern, because we always, we fall to our lowest level of training. So you want to make sure that you have that foundation really built solid. So get that strict strength, use the gymnastics kip, and then when you're ready to build that butterfly, again, I recommend that you should be able to do at least 10, if not 20 kipping pull-ups in a row, chest to bar pull-ups, before you start working on those butterflies, just because of the additional demand and load that it places on your shoulder girdle, just because it's the most sport-specific iteration of a pull-up. If someone doesn't want to compete in CrossFit, there's no reason for them to do a butterfly pull-up, except maybe Instagram. Whereas I would absolutely argue that a kipping pull-up has benefits for every person in their training. Absolutely, 100%, I would say that. So it would be awesome if we had every person in this gym being able to do a strict pull-up, being able to do kipping pull-ups in their workouts. And once you master the kipping pull-up, then we go into the butterfly. Yeah, so the butterfly is what you see on Instagram. That's what everyone thinks of as the sexy pull-up or the super controversial pull-up. So yeah, let's see it. Okay, so the butterfly pull-up is even more efficient because it's faster cycle times. It's a different motion. It's a circular motion rather than that kipping swing. Let's see it. Beautiful. Beautiful. So first, let me just say how happy I am that when you hopped up, you wrapped your thumbs around the bar.
Yes.
Because I didn't touch on that, but it's super, super important because it makes your grip stronger, but it also makes your grip safer. So again, if you're super tired at the end of your workout and your hands are bleeding and you have to do that cupped overhand, like fine, but you always want to start and train with that thumbs around grip. Stronger, stronger and safer. So I'm super happy about that. So there you go. That's the butterfly. It's actually not really circular. It's more of an elliptical motion. So you can see the timing is like pull, 2, 3, pull, 2, 3, pull, 2, 3 as you're going through that motion. Try one more time. Try your hands a little bit wider. See how that feels.
Is this wider?
Yeah. Beautiful. How does wider feel?
Good. Easier.
Easier. Why is that easier?
My arms are shorter.
Yes, exactly. So going wider makes it easier because you're shortening the range of motion, the distance that you have to travel to be able to clear that motion. That's why I love pull-ups, because my arms are super short. So I have that super short range of motion. This, of course, only holds true to a certain extent, as if there's a point where you get too wide that you're just not strong in that position, but play around with it, see what it feels like. For the kipping swing, being narrow helps you feel really strong. I find with the butterfly, because you're falling through so much, I always go wider in a butterfly than I will in just like a regular kipping pull-up. Awesome, that was really good. Being able to do a pull-up is actually just a really cool party trick. If you can just like, I remember I was on vacation one time and there was like a wooden roof terrace and you could just hop up and like do a pull-up. It's just cool. It's just an empowering feeling. It's just the ultimate expression of body weight strength, to be able to pull up your own body. And it requires a certain level of athleticism in terms of having an upper body strength ratio that is higher than average, but also more functional than average. Because a pull-up doesn't take any equipment to be able to do. You don't have to have a bar. You're not gonna max out your amount of weights. It's just you and your body getting stronger. And that's why I think that it's such an important movement for everyone to be able to do, because it's almost like a foundational functional strength exercise, but it's also a life-saving skill. It's also an indicator of your health and fitness ability. So I truly believe that everyone should be working on and towards their pull-ups. It's hard when you're at home, so you should probably just come to Radix Gym, because we have our pull-up program here ready and waiting for you. If you want to get that first pull-up, if you want to get your 10th pull-up, if you want to get your 100th pull-up, that's what we want to help you with. And it builds a well-rounded, athletic person, body type, physique, exercise program when you include that level of pulling in your program. So that's why we think it's super important. And yeah, I just love pull-ups. I love watching my kid do pull-ups. That's the best part, is when we can do pull-ups together. There you go. Awesome, dude. High five. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching our pull-up video. We want to know which one you're working on. Add it to the comments. Let us know what level you're on, what your pull-up goal is, and we'll see you next time. Go smash it.
Bye. I'll just hold it.
Tell me about your first pull-up.
My first pull-up.
Do you remember?
I was alone in my, when I was younger, I used to really want to do a pull-up because my mom could do them. So I would just go in my basement every day and do 3x10 with the band, and like kind of like what they showed in the video, like I'd progress it, like I just did it on my own. And then I started doing chin-ups, which are not real pull-ups. In my opinion, supinated grip is not real. It's not a real pull-up. Like, it is a real pull-up, but it's a chin-up.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't transfer to gymnastic pull-ups.
Because I could do a chin-up, but I couldn't do a pull-up. So, like, I feel like, I don't know. Anyways, so then I just kept practicing and practicing. I did a lot of negatives too. And then I was just in my basement one day, and I think I finished a workout, and then I just was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then I tried it, and I did it. And actually, it was on my birthday, and I was very happy about that, because I was so frustrated, like, that I couldn't do one, and it just made me really mad. And my brother used to go in the basement, and he doesn't work out, and he would just do all the pull-ups, and I'd be like, I hate you, like. But yeah, so that's the story.
Awesome. Yeah.